show, which features Jamaica horse racing. Tomorrow, the feature race will be the Portmore Stake Race for 3-year-old fillies who are on the quest for the classics. This is the first classics. 11 races tomorrow. DK water provides much needed oxygen to the entire body, aids in good digestion, and helps maintain a healthy weight. DK water doesn't taste flat or boiled. It makes for an excellent drinking experience and has a pH of 7.5. Located 2 Grief Road, Kingston 6, Unit 3, close to the Mountain View and Artwind stoplight, adjacent to Robertson Avenue. Call 876-627-91145, that's 876-629-14145, or 876-807-5316, that's 876-807-5316. Their website, Destination Kingston 876.com. Check their website out for other things that they will be offering. Go spend quality time at Super Hill Bar, 14 Kensington Plaza, Hayes, Clarendon. Easily seen off the main road. Safe, secure, super atmosphere, courteous staff, and tasty cuisine. Cook to order. Join the movement and start your presence to be part of the future. Truly a great place to be. Hey, it's gonna get better. The Open Gate Show will be there next week for a special interview. See Horse Riders in. Where else to go when staying in Kingston or Portmore overnight, or for the weekend at Caymanas Park when they have a double race meet like this race meet on these race meets on the weekend. Its reputation speaks for itself. Call and reserve your stay at 876-704-6245. That's 876-704-6245. I must make a comment on Supreme Ventures Racing Entertainment Limited, and their efforts are coming to blossom. As one can see, the new tote board, I keep on projecting all the acclaims for this new tote board. It will be one of a kind in the Caribbean and surely part of the Western Hemisphere. Team Solar Sharp has started out and has got a lot of flax, including from myself, on their new creative way of bettering horse racing. Yes, it's time it's worldwide that everyone wants a ways and means to make extra money, and gaming is the biggest habit now for all. Special shout out to all new investors in the Jamaican horse racing industry. We're having people from Guyana, Trinidad, Barbados, and all over who are having interest in investing into our horse racing, and a special welcome to all. Tomorrow's race card starts at approximately 11:25 a.m. and it's for 5 years and up. Claiming rates for 150 to 180,000 with native bred 6 years and up who have never won 2 races, as well as 6 years and up who are maidens. Number 1, Princess Statistics has a say for the low exotics. Number 2, Storming won 10 times in her career, and only number 4, Papa Albert, has more in 15 victories. Ran well on the 12th of February, going 6 furlongs. This Storming, and finished third a length behind Chief of State Shastingo And yet to to duplicate that display in 2 subsequent starts. Number 3, time to say goodbye. Can't complain on this one. Seen his last 5 starts were okay. Taking into consideration he had issues to overcome during the run of those races. Number 4, Papa Albert. I guess Papa should be these. Number 6, King Liberty. Cayman McGregor, his rider, his aggressive style of riding should suit, and this horse could be in again for a low exotic placing. Number 7, Lady Budget. Those looking for an outsider in any of the exotics can give her some consideration. Number 12, Struck by Grace. It's a possibility she could strike in your top 5 at decent odds. Number 11, 4,000, ran well on last. That was on the 30th of April, without the tongue tie. Old Nugent rides again. This horse got 50 to 1 then and showed some speed and weakened a bit to be third, 4.5 lengths to Poker Star and Hail Mary. Really did well for new stable. Patrick Fong had this one recruited to his barn. Number 12, Read Him Up. The Open Gate Show is sending condolence to the Sanko family on the passing of Terence Sanko's wife, Karen. I'm expecting a good display from Read Him Up tomorrow. And, I should say owner Terence Sanko is a very popular Caymanas Park who is well respected. His wife, who I know well, I hope her soul will be in peace. My selection, number 4, Papa Albert. Number 12, Read Him Up. Number 3, Time to Say Goodbye. Number 2, Storming. Those are my selections.
So what do you think about number 4, Papa Albert?
Well, he has the beating of these. Going this short with a quick break before the rest of these horses can couple up, the race could be all over. But how well is Papa? That's the question.
What about number 10, Struck by Grace?
I've been looking a bit up of recent and could be part of the I-5 at good odds.
One more question. What about hitting about number 11?
Well, this horse, a well-bred horse, and I've been running this money for quite some time. Got to change the stable, putting on some weight and sheen, and has an issue, what they call broken wind, of which the flaps in the esophagus, whenever the horse inhales, is supposed to be closed to limit any air going into the stomach. So it should be going all the way to the lung. But apparently one of those flaps have collapsed, and this has impeded 4,000 full potential. So he can't go that far. But I was very much surprised on how he ran, and seeing that the new barn Patrick has found a way to rectify that issue. 4,000 should be a dangerous one. Race 2 goes 1,100 meters or 5.5 furlongs. 8 declared before chosen up. It's an optional claim race, 250,000. And we have native 6 was up, who's never won 3 races, and native 5 was up, who remains a maiden. Number 1, Sliced Alone. There's enough speed here for him to run at. Looking in fine fettle in recent days. Number 3, Sir Pullington, quickly back and goes to where he can compete. But there's a technicality in how this horse has to be ridden. And I'm inclined to think that apprentice Shane Richardson, his style of riding should suit this horse. And although I've been running a lot in a short space of time, Sir Pullington has to be given some respect. Number 4, Buckle Luck, nicely handicapped to win again for his new barn. Number 7, Pac-Man was claimed the last time he raced that was on the 16th of April, going 4 furlongs straight and finished 3/4 second to Buckle Luck, who is here again and had highly blessed 2 lengths behind. Didn't look too comfy in returning to the uncycling era, but should still be a factor in the top 4. From 8 Storm Valley, on his day, he can handle these. Not much to go by, except he now has a top rider on the game in Andrew Martin. My selection number 4, Buckle Luck. From number 1, Sly Stallone. Number 3, Sir Puddington, reluctantly. Number 7, Pac-Man. Number 8, Storm Valley.
My question to you again, what do you think about number 1, Sky Stallion?
Well, Sly Stallone doesn't have much speed, but I guess Connection will be hoping that there'll be enough speed to run on. Looking in good condition. But I should say, the track bias, at times the surface will be fast, sometimes it will be rolling, and all sort of variances. The first 2 races, normally you can have an understanding of how the track will be played out. But seeing that the weather has been predicted to have rain, chances are it could be fast, so it could impede Sly Stallone's chances of winning. But let's see.
What about Sir Puddington? Number 3.
I like the horse. This horse has raced 4 times. Well, tomorrow we'll be making 4 times. This horse will be started in a month. These Cayman horses, especially at this tag of 250,000, racing so closely, doesn't really augurs well because they're not 100% and their issues have to be attended to. But you should have a chance, St. Puddington.
One more, what about number 4?
Buckle Luck.
Yeah.
One good and last, although it was on the straight. Going on the turn with these horses could be a different kettle of fish. Trent Halford Brown has a barn that is consistent and is well run. I'm expecting a similar display of the last when Buckle Up won that race on the 16th of April, beating Pac-Man and highly blessed.
Last but not least, you just said his name. What about Pac-Man?
He has issues, and as I said, he came back iffy the last time he ran. Trainer Ian Roberts, well, he trained this one, he owns it. Not really started all of horses, but I figure that, he could bring this one into some competitiveness to impact in the outcome of the top 3 or 4 surely. Race 3, 3,000 up, is an optional claim race again, but this is 300 to 40,000. And native-bred 6-year-olds and up who's not won 4 races in their career. Number 1, Fabulosity, could hold for a minor share. Number 2, Mr. Linders, super fit, and at present should have a good chance if the favorite, well, the expected favorite, number 7, City Council fails. Number 3, Uncle Wall possesses speed, but to hold it all the way looks tough in this race for a win. Number 5, Awesome Aviator will be coming to run as he's looking alert. The few times I saw this horse, actually he's near my stables, and I've seen this horse on a few occasions. Gets Abigail Abel, who seems to be the go-to rider for Ebert Miller. Awesome Aviator have won quite a number of races and should be part of the outcome. Number 6, Smiley Tradition, coming down a notch with hopes of having a chance to hit the board. He now has a groom who knows him very well, so let's see. Number 7, City Council, the horse to beat on paper. She has back class, and now with connections who are doing very well, that's Busy Racing Stable and Dennis Price. Number 9, Nina Dorada will have to use her speed to win, but from this outside draw, with more speed on her inner, will find it very hard to remain for a top 3 slot. Number 7, City Council. Number 2, Mr. Linders. Number 5, Awesome Aviator. Number 6, Smart Exhibition. Number 1, For Velocity, in that order.
One question, what about Mr. Linders, number 2?
Strong, tough, grinding horse. When I say grinding, I mean, he'll be coming at you. Not all that fast, but if the pace collapses, it enhances his chance. He could have a good chance of winning. Doesn't seem to really go that hard, leaving the furlong point, approaching the winning post, but has to be considered. General Derby does well with claiming horses, and Baby Harvey is a very good rider.
One next question I have to ask you. What about number 7, one of my favorites, City Council?
The class in the race, and I've not been responding all that well approaching the winning post. Hence, she has placed 4th and 3rd and all that. But she's a class horse. Devin Foster is riding very well, and as I say, busy racing stable. They've claimed this one in last, so you can expect an improved showing. Race 4 in this 11 race card. They go 7.5 furlongs or 1,500 meters, 8 declared. Before choosing up, the claiming rate 600 to 750,000. Number 1, High Diplomacy, now placed in a $750,000 claiming race. After 3 starts this season, has the beating of these, but is he in good stead? Maybe, maybe not. Number 2 is Abertonian, flashing speed, but racing 3 times in 3 weeks, as well as 56 kilos. Could be too much for this one. However, a fast race at the surface is an asset for he if number 3, Uncle Vinny, doesn't show to contest the pace. Number 3, Uncle Vinny will have the opportunity to ensure a good pace is set. If the track gets sloppy, it will make Uncle happier. That I can tell you. Number 4, Lala Diva, been a while he hasn't ventured beyond the 6 furlongs. Number 5, Inspired Miracle. Last good display was on the 26th of December last season, going a mile at 45 to 1. This horse ran second, turned into a straight challenging, but hold second, to be 2 lengths behind the out of class with Equality, and had Biblical Legend within this race 3 lengths behind. How can that odds of 45 to 1 be when he has dropped from $1 million to $750 then? Well, he was claimed from that race, and since that has raced 5 times, and none of those races showed any good form. However, trainer Forsyth normally does well with his new recruits via the claiming box. Number 6, Biblical Legend, will benefit from the expected outpace. If the surface is fast, it would limit her chances. Number 7, Desert Genius, seems to be fit enough to factor somewhere in your exotics. Number 8, Bloodfire, back to Gary Shabrati's barn via the claim, and he has already done wonders with this one. Top 4, number 8, Bloodfire, number 1, High Diplomacy, number 6, Biblical Legend, number 3, Uncle Vinny.
What about number 1, High Diplomacy?
Inconsistent horse. This horse is from the barn of top trainer Patrick Lynch, a trainer who is underrated and has done a lot. As there are a lot of examples can attest to how brilliant this trainer is. I think this trainer could be the top trainer, barring Philip Fiani in the island presently. Should have a chance if he is focused. And maybe this horse has a mind of his own, but has an excellent chance of beating these.
What about Uncle Vinny?
Racing a lot, since last season, all the way to present. Not much improvement is expected, well, at least from me. But with 57 kilos and the possibility of number 2, Zabatone drawn beside this one, it could limit Uncle Vinny from relaxing on the lead. But as I mentioned, this stable, Busy Racing stable, they are doing very well, and congratulations to the connections of Busy Racing stable in investing into our local horse racing.
What about my favorite number 8, Bloodfire?
A horse that Gary Sobrati had and was doing very well with. He placed it in a claim, they claimed it, and didn't do all that bad. But he's back in Gary Sobrati's barn since the 2nd of April, and Sobrati has enough time to get the horse retuned, so I'm expecting a good run from him. Race 5 is for neighborhood first and up. It's a maiden condition race, 11 declared, and it goes 7,000 or 1,400 meters. Well, DK Water provides much needed oxygen to the entire body. Our brain needs water. DK Water aids in good digestion and helps in maintaining a healthy weight. DK Water doesn't taste flat or boiled. It makes for an excellent drinking experience and has a pH of 7.5. Located at 2 Brief Road, Kingston 6, Unit 3A, close to the Mountain View and Artwind stoplight, near the National Stadium, almost adjacent to Robertson Avenue. Call 876-627-911-425. That's 876-629-11425, or 876-807-5316. It's 807-5316. Their website, Destination Kingston 876.com. You need to go and have some quality time, and where else to spend it than Super Bar, 14 Keswick Plaza, Hayes, Clarendon. Easily seen off the main road. Safe, secure, super atmosphere, courteous staff, and tasty cuisine cooked to your order. Join the movement. Start your presence for the future. Truly a great place to be. Race 5, as I mentioned, 11 starters. Number 2, Miss HJF, has looked a bit better since change of stables. That said though, the former trainer didn't do all that bad. As a matter of fact, he did very well with her. Miss HJF will be comfortable with these and should surely fight this out. Number 3, To Cat Be the Glory, never did well the 10 times he had the tongue tie on, except for 11 and 2nd place finish on the 9th of April, going 7.5 furlongs behind Omron. The tongue tie is off for this frequent race cat, who will be trying to get some glory tomorrow. Number 4, Magic Bullet, I'm applying to think we will see how magical this bullet is tomorrow. She has a bit more focused, in my opinion, of late, since late April, and ran a good race in that condition on last, that was the 30th of April, and had the tongue tie on and didn't show anything. That was the first time tongue tie was placed on this horse. The tongue tie will be off tomorrow. And this horse is perfectly handicapped to beat her nemesis, including To Cat Be the Glory, Fearless Babe, Military Shot. Number 7, Fearless Babe, it's been quietly whispered this morning, but George Michael's song, Careless Whispers, comes to my mind. Number 8, Jabber Cat, this cat gets blinkers as 3 cars starts without. Number 9, military sharp, fitting now and a low exotic spot is again likely. Number 2, Miss HF from number 4, Magic Bullet. Number 3, To Cat Be the Glory, top 3. Then you have number 7, Phyllis Vibe. And number 9, Military Shot.
What about Miss JHF?
Small little horse.
Yes.
And has changed stable since last race. At times, a change of stable, a change of stall, or even a change of groom can work wonders. So there's nothing to say bad about the former trainer of Miss HJF, but Miss HJF surely caught my eye on the occasions that I've seen her.
And what about To Cat Be the Glory, number 3?
I've been running it almost every race day, and the equipment, the tongue tie equipment, it's obvious that the horse doesn't like it. It's off now, nicely handicapped, and I'm expecting To Cat Be the Glory to be in the top 4. Well, it could be the top 3.
So where you expect Magic Bullet to be? Number 4.
Tiny horse. Trainer Gary Griffith has taken his time with this one. And have some sheen, looking focused, and I'm expecting a capital effort from this horse, surely, tomorrow. 6 races for neighborhood 5 years and up who have never won 3 races in their lifetime, as well as imported 5 and up who hasn't won 2 races in their career. 6.5 furlongs or 1,300 meters, 14 declared for this. Number 1, Whitey Says So, will be in front for a while. If it rains, Guerrero, as most of her opponents, doesn't seem to like passing horses, leaving the furlong point. Number 2, Angelos, inconsistent but does well when focused. Gets the tongue tie back on, so that also gets my attention on. Number 5, XY Soul, his consistency makes him a top 3 contender. Doesn't really like to pass horses, and but who knows? The pace could collapse, and he could have afforded the lead approaching the winning post. Number 6, Better Best, means the refreshing that she got, and should have a say, but this horse is worse off at the scales against number 2, Angelos, as well as number 5, XY Soul. That said, this is another busy racing stable horse, and I don't need to repeat that their stable, that this barn that trades for this gentleman or these connections is on fire. Number 7, purposely won't be starting. Number 8, Dracarys. Can he be presented as on the 6th of February? We're going a mile, and went straight to the lead, but flattened a bit to be 4 3/4 second to Salah. Adelaide like 8 3/4 behind. Dracarys, first in that race, set for the first half mile, 47 flat, for 6 furlongs in 113 flat, for 7 furlongs in 127 flat. Can't recall if that on that day the track was very fast, so this could be flattering to deceive. Number 9, Quarter, up in class to face his toughest task yet, and has to improve for completing the hat-trick of wins. Number 12, Smoke Haze, has speed, but to be able to relax on the lead is my concern. Number 2, Angelos, from number 5, XY Soul. Number 6, Better Best. Those are the top 3, in my opinion. Number 9, Quantum, and number 12, Smoke Haze, to find the latter part in your exotics.
So what do you think about number 2, Angelos?
A horse that, when focused, normally comes good. Not really a fighter, but at his handicap, 52 kilos, getting back favorite tongue tie, have a fighting chance, surely.
And what about number 5, XY Soul?
Always challenging, but not enough to go by the who's in front. But could be if they, it's tomorrow.
What about Better Best?
Another busy racing stable horse. But the best, I've been consistent, and that has to be respected. Number 2, Angelus, and number 5, XY Soul, has finished in front of this horse. Well, they beat each other at times, so we don't know what will happen, but surely Better Best should be in the top 4. 7th race for Neighborhood Frozen Up, who have never won 4 races in their lifetime, as well as imported Frozen Up, who has not won 3 races. 5 furlongs straight or 1,000 meters straight, 9 declared. Number 1 press conference, worked very well on 2 occasions. Sunday, well, that's still the last 2 gallops that this horse had. On Sunday, the 24th of April, when 3 furlongs and 35 and 3 fifths very easily came back the following Sunday, May the 1st, and went out the 9 furlong shoot, galloped 6 furlongs in 114 and 3 fifths. Just 3/4 of a length behind stablemate Empire of the Cat, who will be competing in tomorrow in Sunday's top 3-mile race. As a matter of fact, Empire of the Cat is unbeaten. Number 2, Ring Charmer, part of a competitive race. Number 3, Taurus Boy, has a good turn of foot and can win this one, even though prone to be interfered with somewhere in his races. Number 5, Unruly Boss, came off a hiatus, highly fancied, and ran well. That's the 30th of April, going a mile. Well, it was a tough task, and was up with his speed, but flattened to be 43 and 3/4 length to bear notice T. Brady, who is in this race also, and Santorini. Returning quickly with 1 race, with that recent race of a long layoff. Well, this time we'll be having, is it first time blinkers? Yes, first time blinkers on after 9 curve starts without. Surely will ensure a fast pace. Number 6, Baton Rouge, ran well, really looking a better animal since a change of groom in Anthony Watson. Continue to be a pitcher and surely adores the straight. Saw this one in the morning, and man, how alert he is. Number 8, Cruella, underrated sort, who has been having more intense workout than ever before in her career. That's a positive. And her nemesis should feel the new Cruella. Well, it's logic. Logic doesn't always play out. Number 9, Willie Conqueror, led the straight. And I've been looking up a bit better since that last race on the 9th of April. Number 3, though, Taurus Boy for me, from number 8, Cruella. Number 6, Baton Rouge. Number 1, Press Conference. Number 9, Will the Conqueror.
What are your thoughts on number 2, Ring Charmer?
Horse that seems to be giving trainer Patrick Lynch some problems to train, but loves the straight, and I wouldn't be surprised if this horse gets into the top 3.
Exactly. What about Taurus Boy?
Well bred American, not conformed well, has a stride that once impeded, he will have to regain his composure and get back his rhythm. Chances are the race could be all over, as evident in almost all his races. With a clear one, I can tell you, he will be one fighting it out.
And number 6, Baton Rouge.
This horse has really transformed since this groom has been grooming him. And don't take this horse lightly. As a matter of fact, you can't take any of Jason DaCosta's horse lightly once their program.
And what about my favorite, Cruella?
Cruella, underrated horse, and I said, I've never been consistently taken to task on the exercise track by trainer Richard Zan. That's a plus for me as a horseman, and maybe her issues have been straightened out. So don't be surprised if Cruella just run away with this race. Where we are, race 8 goes 6 furlongs or 1200 meters for native bred 3 hours. The main special weight, fillies only, section 1, 9 declared in this race. Number 2, Mills or that, taken to task by training in Passard on Sunday 24th of April. Galloped 6 furlongs 140 and 2/5 with the figure 8 on. Came back the following Sunday, the 1st of May, another 6 furlongs in 114 and 4/5. I saw that work. I didn't want to say I love how she looked, but I don't know, something is wrong in Passard's barn, and I'm sure Mr. Passard will try to rectify that. But Miller's all that gets the blinkers off. She had it on in all of 4 career starts, and I think she should be comfy in this field, and should be off to beat. I think she's going to win. Number 3, Berlinger's Choice. So far, she ran best on the straight, but I'm applying to think that this horse is a very strict customer, and wouldn't be surprised if this horse close fast enough to get into the top 3. Number 4, North London, gets first time visor, which is likely. Trevor Simpson, who last rode her, advised trainer Ryan Darby to put this equipment on. I'm not sure, I'm just saying, it's a possibility. North London should have a say, surely, in the top 5. Number 5, she's fantastic, showing speed, and yet to hold same. We have to improve on that issue. Let's see if those work out on Saturday, the 23rd of April, when she galloped 3 furlongs in turn 5 and 2/5, heads on with top campaigner, Eagle 1. Came back with another top campaigner from Jason DaCosta's barn. On the Saturday, the 30th of April, 5.5, went head on with Law of Lucy. 5.5 in 107 3/5 by 101 flat for 5. She's fantastic. Originally trained by Victor Williams, now in the hands of trainer Dennis Thwaites. Number 6, Edina Marsh, a debutant. This is this big filly born on the 25th of April by out of Bosnia, out of She's Spy by Freedom for Jante. ZNO Racing Stables own Donovan Plummer trains. Leader Diana Anglin is the breeder. Donovan Bowden he's the groom, will get Lasix and should show some speed, but I don't expect this horse to hold same after 2 furlongs or so. Number 8, Infinito, was quietly whispered in last after working fairly okay for that race. But ran an unusual race, up with the speed and weakened. Can't see much changes to get her into the top 3, but looks a good candidate for the figure 8, for the tongue tie, and this could improve her chances, and she could get into the lower exotics. Number 9, Miss Khaleesi, figure it is off, yet to show any value, but one day could show her work. Number 2, Mills, All That. Number 4, North London. Sorry, let me rephrase. Number 2, Mills, All That. Number 5, She's Fantastic. Number 4, Lord London. Number 3, Berliner's Choice. Number 9, Miss Khaleesi.
Miss Khaleesi hasn't proved herself yet, but What do you think about her? Think she could win this one?
Well, she's in a new barn and, hasn't shown anything. Slowly to stride always and has been weakening. The figure is off, so I don't know what will happen, but there's a possibility maybe she could get a low exotic shot, a low exotic slot.
What about she's fantastic?
Interestingly bred horse. Small bay filly who, not an impressive looker to me. Surely have had some issues, and with her last two workouts, as I mentioned, looked to have corrected most, if not all, of her issues. So I wouldn't be surprised if she beat number 2 Millers or that tomorrow.
Think she could beat North London, number 4?
Well, she has speed, and speed is an asset. It's 6 furlongs, and as I mentioned, she's small, but size at times doesn't say much. Now, London, Grand Derby doesn't really improve his youngsters as yet, but Omar Walker gets the call, and Ram has a good string of horses, and he has been very busy of late. And who knows, with the visor on, North London could be a force to reckon with.
What about Berlina's choice, number 3?
A horse that I think that, don't want to say she has a mind of her own, but she has a turn of foot, and that is not always displayed in her 6-color start. Only on occasions. So that is why I say that this horse is the customer. But could run on and be part of the top 3 or 4.
So what about number 2? You think number 2 could take this race? Malayas, all that?
Working well. Really, those 2 6-furlong gallops of late, within 7 days apart, not easy duty. But, I saw the last workout on Sunday the 1st, and she looked a bit better to me than on the Sunday previous to that, although the time was faster on the previous Sunday, but she looked better to me. And one of the few pass on horse on the day, that morning, that looked to gallop out very strong. So, Millers all that looks ready to show her best. Down to the 9th for Native Creole, male special weight, section 2 of the fillies race. Section 1 was race 8, 6 rounds is the distance, and we have one more than the previous section, 10, to make it 10, that was declared for this. Number 1, Minnie the Wack, will have to go to the front line and hope to hold on for a share. It's a possibility. Number 3, Pretty Girl, doesn't look pretty, that I can tell you, but seems to be very useful enough to outdo these, especially being the load speed as number 8, Dujaw, won't be starting. Number 4, Melmick may get a low exotic placing on the board, as some improvement is seen since her last race, and is very lighter. Well, it's very lightweighted. Number 5, Zion's Princess, looking good in the morning, and seems penciled for this. Not all pencils though. Will ride well, but I'm expecting a good display from this dark bay filly. Number 6, Edesha, a debutant, born the 21st of February, a trusted filly by Nuclear Wayne over Princess Selena by Traditional. All DSTL associates, bred Anthony Chin, the groom, Erwin Bacchus, General Matty, will have his horse with first-time Lasix and call for hot apprentice Eugene Pinnock. Been around for a while and could factor somewhere in the top 5 since she's working decent enough. Number 7, Code of Conduct, ran okay on debut, as I mentioned, for in the Open Gate show for that 23rd of April race meet. Code of Conduct went 5.5 furlongs with Dave Dawkins up and got fair support in the total 92 and ran okay in the early and flattened a bit, finishing 3rd, 8.5 lengths behind Yellowstone, who was out of class. Freedom Street was 2nd. Code of Conduct was green then, and I've gotten a lively workout on Saturday, the 30th of April. How much she has improved, I'm not sure, but surely she must have learned something and could get into the top 3. I mentioned number 8, Jour will be a late starter. Number 10, Hidden Valley makes her season debut and looking good enough to fight for top honors. Number 3, Pretty Girl from number 10, Hidden Valley. Number 7, Code of Conduct. Number 5, Zion Princess. Number 6, Adesha. That's my order of selection.
So what do you think about Pretty Girl, number 3?
Small horse, surely. Not an attractive horse, but has a heart. And a run against stablemate, who is classic bound, well, will be racing in the next race. On the 17th of April, going 7 furlongs, Pretty Girl got 10 to 1, surely not much support. And the turn to the stretch looked challenging and held on for 2nd, 4 lengths behind the out of grass, sunset, you know. Before that, on the 26th of March, rather, going 5.5 furlongs, got 7 to 1 and ran okay, finishing 4th, 7.25 lengths behind Princess Elaine and Zion Princess, who is in this race. So the odds surely meant that Pretty Girl was really programmed. I'm expecting Pretty Girl to win this race.
What
I
don't really. What about Isha number 6?
First time starter, and I've been in training for quite a long time. And normally the first time starter, they are not really the sort that will pass horses. It's very important, you know. But if they have speed, normally they can go to the front, and being competitive, they should just stay there and run. For Disha to get the lead, if she has speed, although she's bred for speed, I don't see the possibility. But you never know.
You never know, of course. What about number 10, Hidden Valley?
Trainer Richard is a patient trainer. He has his horses, especially his youngsters, under some very long, steady preparations. And something must have gone amiss why this horse hasn't raced this season. But let's put on some weight and look okay. Not all that sharp, although she's one that it does really a lively individual. But if number 3, Pretty Girl, should be beaten, I don't see no other than number 10, Hidden Valley, to do that. We're at the feature race, and this is the penultimate race for this 11 race card for Lady Red Trio. It's a great stake race, fillies only. They'll be competing for a purse of $3 million. Number 1, Fly Messenger Fly, born the 27th of April, adjusted filly by Nolan Judd, out of Preach Peacher by Royal Minister, owned by Elizabeth Acosta, and also she breeds this one. And Fly Messenger Fly is trained by her son Jason, where Lewis rides Marvin Fraser as a groom. Number 2, Nefertari, born the 22nd of March, a bay filly by Savoy Stomp, out of Princess Dita, by Royal Minister. Alex Bjorn owns Anthony Nunes trains S&D Stables, bred this one, and Stephen Smith, the groom, the Cardenas rides, gets first-time advisor after a dismal show on the 17th of April, going a mile. Well, it broke slowly and didn't get a rhythm and finished way behind. Power won the race, Gilbert second, and stomped the rhythm third. Her debut, which she won coming from way off the pace, hopelessly asked, and closed like a runaway train on the 12th of March, getting up in time to beat Mills all that. And because of her conformation, she's very lanky, tall, and has loping stride, and was immediately considered for a classic contender. Has worked well, 1:13 and 3/5 last Sunday, the 1st of May, in the Visor, and that will be on. Let's see what that will do. Number 3, Sunset Silhouette, born the 6th of April, and based filly by Northern Giant out of Arufo by Royal Minister, makes this one half-sister to the illustrious She's a Manita. Ian Kong owned and bred this one. This is the second entry here for trader Jason Acosta. Cristo Anthony, the groom of She's a Manita in a latter racing career, did all for this one. Anthony Thomas rides. Sunset Silhouette looks to come to hand now, but up against some very good ones, and could get a place on the board. Number 4, Princess Shooting Star, born the 30th of March. Bay filly by Buff Nightmare out of Khaleesi's Revenge by Blue Pepsi Lodge. 2 Penny owns Herbert Tom and Paul Ho bred this one, Milton McDonald, the groom of the Viceroy and many other top horses from trainer Ada Sharp as well as trainer Philip Fiani. This veteran groom is the groom for this horse. Philip Fiani, top trainer for the past 30 years, is the conditioner for this horse. Using Pinnock rides. Very fast filly who only runs one way, and that's in front, should find this 7.5 furlong trip a task, but could stay on for a very low exotics. Number 5, Atomico, born the 18th of March, just a filly by Nuclear Wayne out of Honky Tonk Hill by Reparations. Orchid Farms owns Irritable Trains, Kasumudo bred this one. Errol Thomas, the groom who had wow. Then Dawkins rides, 57 kilos. This unbeaten filly will allow weights to all except number 8, Golden Water. Good size chested horse, very strong indeed. And this filly really is the horse to beat. And boy, I tell you, didn't fetch a huge price for Oakley Farms. Happy goes the lucky. Number 7, Rapunzel. Sorry, let me go to number 6. Our Angel, born the 18th of April, Bay filly by Savoy Stomp, out of My Angel by Region of Merit, Racing Associates. 2 owners bred this horse, Cleve Walters, the groom of William Charge in the latter days, had his hands on this horse from a yearling. Robert Person trains, Robert Alladine rides. Number 7, Rapunzel, born on 9th of April, based free by Savoy Stomp, out of British Passion by Pure Price. Samara Clark owns Patrick Fong trains, Hampstead's Limited Bred. The groom, Rashawn Brown, O'Shea Nugent, he'll be riding this one. Rapunzel has changed stables since the last race. Number 8, Golden Water. This horse was born on 24th of April, just at filly by Lamb Tamer out of Golden Glory by Seeking the Glory. Bruce Baylis, Art Punai, and Alex Bichon and Stefan Narensing owns and continues trains Orange Valley Estates Limited. Bred this one, Adrian Taylor. He is the groom having first rides again. Wiry filly who is like to trade, but possessed a huge heart, as seen when winning the prestigious 3-year stakes on the 27th of December, beating both fillies and course in that race, while storming through when the pace collapsed. This is the only horse in this race to have won beyond 7 furlongs. So that's very interesting. Number 9, Silent Mission, born the 1st of May, by filly by Savoy Stamp, out of Lady and Nandi by Shotfield Madness, Busy Racing Stable, owned Jason Acosta Trains, Patrick Graham bred this one, Ricardo Brett, the groom, Omar Walker gets the call. Youthful, late bred filly who is expected to do okay here. Number 5 though, Atomica, from number 8, Golden Water. Number 2, Nefertari. Number 3, Sunset Silhouette, top 4. Number 9, Silent Mission, possibility for a low exotic slot.
One question I have for you. Number 5. Do you think number 5 could fall in first, second, or third?
Well, I expect this horse to win. Really a talented animal. I saw this workout on Sunday when he got 6 furlongs in 130 and 350 very, very easily and really looked happy and pulled up way around to just past the 6 furlong marker. Came back en route to her stables and really looked happy and the air was flickering. Her owner, Don Webby, was on hand that Sunday morning to watch that workout, and I'm sure he and Gary Sobrati, as well as the groom, Earl Thomas, and Dane Dawkins, are very, very happy with this one. Final race, race 11 for Trails Lap. Very competitive races for over that allowance horses. They go 6 furlongs or 1,200 meters. Number 10 declared for this, number 1, Billy Wiz, ran well in his 2022 debut. That was on the 3rd of April, going 5 furlongs straight and closed rapidly to be a length and 3/4 second to Nuclear Moon. Was slightly interfered, and maybe it could have been a little bit closer, with barring that slight interference. Billy Wiz obviously had that race as a warm-up for this one. I noticed no patches on his hocks at exercise, so he's fully okay with that issue for those patches to be there. Number 3, Mahogany also made his seasonal debut and ran similar as Billy Wiz on the 18th of April, going 5.5 furlongs with 57 kilos, and customer rider Dane Dawkins for the 3/4 second to go in places in American imported horse running Algo rather. Worked well on Sunday the 1st. 6 furlongs, 1/12 and a 1/5. The other part of that workout was kind of interesting, and because Billy Wiz went 5 furlongs, and that 5 furlong workout was, well, 5.5 rather, and Billy Wiz went 105 and 3/5 by 59 and 44, 5 furlongs in that workout. But coincidentally, joined Mahogany, who was going 6 furlongs, and Mahogany's 6 furlongs was in 1/12 and a 1/5. The last furlong, Mahogany, Dane Dawkins, I don't know if to say if he was easy. He wasn't doing much, but lost them. Well, I don't know what to say, but the point is, Mahogany went 6 furlongs in that race, in that workout, and Billy Wiz went 5.5. Anyway, that said, Mahogany will have to be caught, and the Open Gate Show hopes that the Passat barn really starts to get back to the form that they had for quite a long time. Number 5, Miniature Man, back from a long sojourn, working fast, but should be this race. Number 6, Ras Emmanuel, could close for low exotics for those who play the high five. Number 7, Rochon the Pilot, last 3 starts were too poor to expect a turnaround against this lot. Number 8, God of Love, always chasing former stablemate Patriarch to create the exacta. Really looked so it on Sunday. When I saw this horse get up in 6,130 and 4/5, could have gone much faster than I can tell you. We'll run his usual race, even with some kilos against these. Top 3. Number 3, Mahogany. Number 1, Billy Wiz. Number 8, God of Love. Number 5, Miniature Man. Could be, although rusty, could gain a spot on the board. Number 6, Rusty Man for the minor. That's it for the Open Gate show. And join me tomorrow afternoon when I'm in the Cypher. Saturday's 9 race card, which features the trio Colts, who will be vying for the $3 million purse, the first classic of the season. Remember, DK water provides much needed oxygen to the entire body. Our brain needs water, I'm sure. That's a point that a lot of us don't know. DK water aids in good digestion and helps maintaining a healthy weight. DK water doesn't taste flat or boiled. It makes for an excellent drinking experience and has a pH of 7.5. Located at 2 Grief Road, Kingston 6, Unit 3A, close to the Mountain View and Outer Wind stoplight, near the National Stadium, and it is almost adjacent to Robertson Avenue. You can call them at 876-627-91145. That's 876-627-91145 or 876-807-5316. That's 807-5316. Their website, destination Kingston876.com. Check their website as there are other things that will be available. Remember, for these Saturday Sunday race meet, where else to stay, especially for those who are coming from the rural areas or even from overseas. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, but stay close to Caymanas Park. Where else to go but see Horse Riders Inn? It has a reputation that speaks for itself. Call and reserve your stay at 876-704-6245. That's 876-704-6245. And for those who likes good entertainment, where else to go to spend quality time but at Super Hill Bar, 14 Keswick Plaza, Hayes, Clarendon, easily seen off the main road. Safe, secure, super atmosphere, courteous staff and tasty cuisines cooked to order. Join the movement, start your presence for the future. Truly a great place to be. The Open Gate show will be having a special preview next week at that location. And of course, you have to subscribe to YouTube for the Open Gate show. If you have already did that, make sure you tell others to subscribe to the Open Gate show on YouTube. Take care. Good luck.